What is up, everybody? This is Eric, the one and only bear collector, and today I am doing my April 2023 video game haul. And oh my god, what a haul this is! This is like a mega haul that I just did this time around. More than last month and more than the previous month. So basically, definitely a mega haul. I got a lot of stuff to show you guys, from games to items that I picked up. So let's get on with it. But before I get started, I don't know if you guys noticed this one guy right here in the background. Who is he? Oh boy, who is this guy? Anybody remember this character? He is a Snork. He is Alistar, All-Star, from the famous cartoon from the 80s, The Snorks. I found this guy brand new at the flea market. Yes, I went to the flea market this month. Got him for like $2. My girlfriend bought it. She wanted to keep it. She wanted to see if she could sell it or sell it off or whatever. I said, no way. I bought it off from her and I kept it for myself because I love the Snorks. The Snorks is part of a cartoon I watched a lot when I was a very young kid growing up. He's in one of my daughter's pots. Let me see, because he plops if I sit him down. So there he is. He might fall off during the time that I do the video. But anyways, let's get on with it because I have a ton of stuff. And this month I did get digital downloads for the Nintendo Switch. First one that I got is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? Basically, this is a game I've heard about before in the past. It's an anime RPG. You go around. I forgot what you do. I forgot the game, but I know you go into dungeons and everything, and you meet up different ladies, different girls that you help out and you try to date. But I forgot the storyline of that one. Unfortunately, I mean, I could actually look it up, but it's gonna take a longer time. But it's a game that I was looking into for a while, and I actually picked it up. The next one is Guardian of Lore. This is a 2D side-scrolling RPG. Basically, you're a young prince who is protecting magical storybook from evil, and you go into the book and you protect it. This one looked really cool. Thought I'd give it a go. I like those 2D side-scrolling RPGs. Hopefully, it's something similar to like Zelda 2 or East 3. I love those type of RPGs, or Faxanadu. Hopefully, it's something cool. It looked interesting when I bought it, so I picked it up. Adventures of Poppy or Pope. Basically, this is a 2D side-scrolling platformer. You're basically this little tiny explorer that explores the land. He's small, but he explores a lot of different places. Like giant like ants and things like that. So he's like a tiny hero. So yeah, looked very cool and interesting, and it was on sale. The next one is Pid. This one you play as a young boy who's lost in space and is trying to find his way home. In that time, he goes to different lands and explores them to try to get home. This one looked interesting. It looked like a 3D side-scrolling puzzler adventure game, so it picked it up too. It was on sale. This one was one that I wanted to get a long time. Fake Dot. Basically, you don't know who you are. You play this one either android or human person that is in a factory and trying to explore what you are or who you are. And in there, he gets different power-ups. The game is very Metroid. It's like a Metroid clone, very similar. I want to say I might have played it I think it came out on iPhone or whatnot. So yeah, this is one that I've always wanted to pick up. Next one, Adventures of Pip. Excuse me, I feel like I wanted to sneeze. Sorry, I'm going through allergies right now. Adventures of Pip. This is another 2D side-scrolling platformer. Very reminiscent to the Wonder Boy series. So you're out there to explore a land and save it from an evil queen. So this one looks interesting, and yes, another one that I've been wanting to pick up for a while. this other game also, sort of the Necromancer. This is actually like a dungeon crawler RPG adventure game. Basically, the story goes that you go off and you are escorting this one sorceress or someone, and in the middle of the exploration to take her, she passes away. So you're carrying the corpse to the tomb to see if you can revive her. Yeah, very creepy, but it seems very interesting. So yeah. And then these next three games right here that I'm showing you, the first one, I got them as part of a set, and they were going for a really good sale because not even one of them costed the amount of what I paid for all three. And there were games that I wanted to get already. So Rafa's World is a 2D side-scrolling platformer of a young boy who just goes out exploring and everything and whatnot. Dot Cat Milk is just basically you play a white little fluffy cat that's out to get his milk, and you go into this platforming stages. And then Axolotl is Dry is basically this little axolotl you gotta control, platforming 2D as well. To go and get the axolotl out of the desert. Anyways, the next one is Leela's Take and the Hidden Forest. Basically, another 2D side-scrolling platformer where you play as Leela, and then in a two-player you play as another character. So you guys are off to go save the land from enemies and save the animals of the forest. So very interesting platformer, very very interesting looking one. And then finally, Super Cyborg. This one is a straight off Contra ripoff. I want to say it's a mix of Pro Bater, the PAL version of Contra, and Contra, but mixed with different style levels, where you explore this island. You're a cyborg out to explore this one island that has been overtaken by aliens. So yes, these are all my games that I got as digital downloads for the month of April. Let me just turn off the system. I don't want to waste the battery. But yeah, these games were very interesting. The interesting part about these particular digital downloads were that I actually wanted to... I bought a $20 card last month, and I was kind of wanting to buy this one particular game that's going for like $10 right now, but I thought it was going to be on sale, but I decided not to get it. I saw these other cool games, so I decided to get those. Anyways, let's get on with let's get on with the physical stuff, because this part of the physical items, they're items that I got at the very tail end of March after I did my March haul video. But along the way, I bought a ton of games. But it's very interesting because I got a lot of games that I wanted to get from a long time. Games that I wanted to also buy from that I used to own many years ago, as well as new ones. A big mix of different type of system console games. So here we go. Without any further ado, let's get started. The first one is Intrepid Izzy for the Dreamcast. Now this is a game that came out after the Dreamcast. It's new but used. And this is a platforming game. Saw this one out. I think it's a Josh Prod. Is it a Josh Prod game that they made? I don't know if it is, but yeah, this is one game that I won off a bid. This one is actually going for a lot of money right now. Well, as of the time that I bought it. But I got it off a bid, and yes, I'm looking forward to playing that one. Another one for the Dreamcast that I got, and it's brand new, and I did not pay $49.99. Definitely not. This is a Josh Prod game. Is Bang Busters Squared, or Bang... It's called Bang Bang Busters or something. Bang Squared Busters. It's a platformer puzzle game. It looked really, really cool. So definitely got it. Looking forward to playing this one as well. Now, this next game, I actually didn't know that it existed. There's several games that I didn't know that they were out on several consoles. A couple of them that I'm surprised, and I got it for a decent price. And that is Todd's Adventure in Slime World for the Sega Genesis. Now, you guys notice this company, Renovation. You're gonna see a couple of games from that company. I really, really like this company of games for the Genesis. But this is basically a 2D action platformer. forgot what the story was on this one, but yeah, definitely I'm looking forward to playing that one. A very interesting one. Next one is another game that I didn't know it existed, and I got it for a really decent price with instructions, and that's Dream TV for the SNES. For the most part, well, the label was messed up, but I couldn't bear not getting it because I got it off a bid as well, and I won it, and it was really cheap. It was going for really cheap, and this is a 2D side-scrolling platformer. Looks very interesting. You get sucked into the TV, and you're trying to get out of the TV world. Kind of reminds me of that movie with John Ritter. I forgot the name of it. Oh my goodness! But I used to like watching that movie back in the early 90s. Stay tuned. Yeah, it reminds me of that. So let's see how that one goes. Then another renovation game, Dino Land for the Sega Genesis. Now, this one is, I believe, a pinball game, pinball adventure game based on a dinosaur theme pinball game. I've heard of this one before. I've been trying to get this one for a really long time, but finally was able to get it, and I got it for a decent price. Again, another renovation game. But yes, looking forward to playing that one. The other one, another Sega Dreamcast game that I got from Josh Prod. Alice's Mom's Rescue. I did not pay that. I paid way less than that. Got it for rather cheap. And this is a game that I actually burned a copy of it originally. And it's a 2D side-scrolling platformer where her mom gets kidnapped by this big giant bird. Like, yeah, and she's off to go rescue her. And the bunny is like helping her get to her. I played it a little bit. It's a really fun game. And I'm looking forward to playing that one. Now, NES games, got this one. I used to own this one when I was a kid, and I want to give it a shot. I can't remember if I beat it or not. It's an okay game, but I want to replay it, and that's Fist of the North Star for the NES. This one's a 2D action fighting beat 'em up game. I used to own this one when I was a kid. I did not really enjoy it because I remember it was very tough, but I want to give it another shot. Sometimes I know I've played a lot of games in the past that I've been kind of like not too happy back when I was a kid, and then I give them a shot and then I enjoy them better. So yeah, hoping for that one to be a better one. Now, got a ton of Game Boy games. Original Game Boy Color games. One of them was a game I used to own when I was a kid, but I never beat. Jurassic Park for the Game Boy. Really fun overhead action game. Each level you have to collect certain dinosaur eggs to move on. My son actually ended up playing it and he kind of liked it. He thought it was cool. I used to own it when I was a kid and I had a hard time beating it, so I never beat it. And I really right now I'm collecting as many Game Boy games that I can, especially because my son owns an original Game Boy and he likes his Game Boy. So that way we can both enjoy and play games. So yeah, got that one. Another Game Boy game from my youth that I'm actually playing as of this moment. I can't even talk. But it was a game that I owned when I was a kid. Alleyway for the Game Boy. Love this game. It's one of those breakthrough style games, but with Mario controlling the little board. Supposedly he jumps in at the beginning of the game. I want to say that this was the very first game that I owned when I bought a Game Boy. It wasn't Tetris, although I did own it, but I bought it when I bought it used. I bought it at the flea market with Alleyway, and I love this game. This is one of my a very, very memorable game that I love to play. So yeah, got that one. Next game on the docket. Let me see. Sorry, Doomsday Warriors for the SNES. Again, you see that company, Renovation, the only game that came out on the NES from this company, and this is actually a fighting game. Now, why did I buy it? I really don't like fighting games as much, but because of this company, and then I kind of saw a video of the gameplay and it looked rather interesting, so I wanted to give it a shot. Picked it up for a decent price, so it's all good, Looking forward to playing that one. The next one that I got, another one of the Black Label NES games, Soccer, for the NES. I was playing this one the other day, actually, on my Nintendo Switch. And my son saw it and he thought it was really cool, especially because right now he's in the soccer team. And so he's like, "What are you playing, Dad?" And I said, "Oh, soccer for the NES." And I showed him the cartridge and he was like, "Oh, cool." And it's actually a fun game. Believe it or not, a lot of these games are coming out to be really enjoyable. Pinball, soccer, a lot of them. The only one that I remember, I know I've played that I kind of didn't like was, well, actually, I thought it was all right. It was wrestling. I thought it was kind of hard, but I still liked it. But anyways, I don't own it yet, but got that one. Next one that I got, I won it off a bid too. Got it for rather cheap because I felt bad because the people that were selling it, they were selling it to get money for their daughters. And it's Out of This World for the SNES. Now, I like these type of games. I know I played Alone in the Dark, I believe. I don't know. This one's different, and I think there's a sequel to it. But I'm looking forward to playing this game. I like those style of games. Although they move kind of slow when you control them, at the end of the day, they're very fun to play. So yeah, got it for a decent price. I just don't like the back. It got messed up. But other than that, the game's in really good shape. So got that one. I'll put this aside so I can stack everything on the side right here. Now, this is a game that I'm very shocked that I got because I bought it. I won it off a bit, but I won it alongside another game that I already owned. But for the price, I wanted to just get it because it for some odd reason, I think this game went down in price. And that's Alex Kidd in Miracle World for the Sega Master System. Love this game. I already did a full playthrough of the game. If you guys want to check out the video, it's in my videos. I was trying to do a no death run of it. But ended up kind of dying at the end. But all in all, I beat it. So it was cool. At least I beat the full game, and I had fun doing it. And I love this game. This is a very memorable game from my youth. Truly enjoy it. Really love it. A game this one is a game that I haven't really played. I want to say maybe I played it, but not a lot. This particular game is a game I've been looking for forever. But I just didn't want to pay a lot of money for it, and I finally found it for rather cheap. Last Battle for the Sega Genesis. It's a fighting platforming game. I believe I want to say I played it just briefly, but I kind of liked it, and I ended up not playing it because I wanted to own the game and play it on the original hardware. So yes, this one I'm looking forward to playing it. Really, really cool game. Now, here's something interesting. Now we're getting to games. This month I went to the flea market. After a long time, after I think the first time of the year that I went to the flea market, because in my area it was raining a lot and it just barely got really nice. So found a lot of cool games that day that I went. Now the first game that I found for really cheap, and I'm kind of shocked that I did, is Chocobo Tales for the DS. If you guys can see it. This is an RPG game based on Chocobo. I've always wanted to play it. I never did, although I know I've heard a lot about it. Really fun little side game to Final Fantasy. So definitely received it. Got it, and I got it for super cheap. A lot of these games I got for super cheap. You guys are gonna be like, whoa. The next one, a couple of Game Boy games, Game Boy Color games. First one is Snoopy's Tennis for the Game Boy Color. Never played this one, and unfortunately for Snoopy, there's no really cool games out there with Snoopy or the Peanuts. I think there's a puzzle game that's out there, but I can't remember. But all in all, got it for rather cheap, couple of bucks. Didn't pay a lot. This other one. Now, if you guys saw my video about Bugs Bunny's Crazy Castle and the Crazy Castle series and everything, I ended up picking up one of the remakes that was revamped with Mickey, and that's Mickey's Dangerous Chase. This one, I want to say this is one of those games that is part of the Crazy Castle series, but it got remade into something different, or maybe not. I may be wrong, you guys. You can correct me down below. because I've been seeing this game pop up a lot recently, but I don't think it is. I don't even have my notes for it. I should have, before blurting it out, I should have double checked my sources. So it may be part of the Crazy Castle series. I just can't remember. But it might be. If not, I'll leave a comment down in the description, or kind of like correct myself on it. But definitely got it for a couple of bucks, and it was going really cheap. So yep, got that one. Another game that I wanted to get for the NES that I've been letting go off and on when I saw it on eBay or whatnot, and that's Romstar's Thunder and Lightning. This is basically another breakthrough clone. Got it for really cheap. I mean, this game's not that expensive, but being that it's a breakthrough style game, I can't wait to play this one. Never played it, but I'm interested in it. Moving right along, these next games I got only for about a couple of dollars, like $2 each. For the Wii, I got Okami. Now, back in the days, I used to own Okami. Never beat it because it got too complicated, and it was one of those games because I played it with the nunchucks on the Wii that I got really thrown off by it. But I went somewhat like not so far, kind of like beginning style. And you play this wolf that you control with the nunchucks, and you do like painting or whatnot. It's a unique game, but it's not bad. But yeah, got it for $2. Like all of these games for $2. Another game for the Wii, Puzzle Quest. Looked very interesting. I know I looked into it, but I forgot what it's about. So, but it was only, again, another $2. This one complete in the box, Boom Blocks for the Wii. Comes complete in really good shape. It looks like a puzzle style game. Yeah, it's like a puzzle. It's like a puzzle game. Got it for $2, so pretty cool that I got it. Now this next one. Now inside of this one, let me take them out so that way you guys can see. I got Gauntlet Gauntlet Dark Legacy for the PS2. No instructions, but with the box and everything. And it, I got it for like $5, but this is a game that I've been wanting to look for a while. So I'm pretty happy I got it. Now these next games, I got them for like about $1 or $2 each. And they all worked. I tested them, and because they were kind of like water damage on the little sleeves that it came with, but I'm kind of happy, cleaned them off, and everything works well. Green Lantern, I can't see the name. Oh, Rise of the Manhunters. This one, I have it for the 3DS. Totally different style game because the 3DS one is kind of like a 2D side-scrolling Metroidvania style game, while this one is more like a 3D adventure beat 'em up. Really fun game. I was playing it the other day. This one, I don't know. It's like an RPG. It's called Sacred 2. Fallen Angel Sacred 2. Got interested in it and got it for $2. And yeah, I think it's like an RPG. This one is Doom 3. It's Doom 3, but it's the something edition. I forgot what it was. Can't even focus. But let me see if I could focus. BFG edition. And the thing with this one, I think that it has like several other games on it. But yeah, very interesting. And then finally another one, Persona 4 Arena. Sorry, let me focus out. Come on, guys. Come on. There you go. Persona 4 Arena for the PS3. The other game that I got another game with this set. And that other game is El Shaddai. I found it for $2. Just the disc. But I already owned El Shaddai. Complete and everything. But I just got it because I know that game's super expensive. It tends to be expensive. But I don't know if it is as of the making of this video or not. The last time I checked a while back, it was expensive. And that's a game that I want to get the monkey off my back that I haven't beaten for a long time. But anyways, and then after that, I got this one particular game. I got Gyromite for the NES. Got it for super cheap. This one, another Black Label game, and I saw a video. Although you need two players to play it, it looked rather fun. Even though you need Rob the Robot for it, but screw Rob the Robot. We'll play it with friends or something. So yeah. Now the next set of games. Okay, I got another pile of games. Got more. For the Sega Genesis, another one. Final Zone Renovation. This one is a isometric overhead shooter platformer action game. This game is going for quite a few dollars, but I won it really cheap in a bid. So if you look up this game cost a lot from the last time I checked it. So and I used to own it back in the days, and I'm collecting these renovation games. So yeah. For the Genesis. Another Genesis game that I got that I'm collecting because I want to get all of them are the Alex Kidd games. And I got Alex Kidd and the Enchanted Castle. Didn't pay much for this one. Really fun. It's an okay game. Not the best Alex Kidd game, but not the worst. So yeah, my voice is all breaking down. So it's not really that bad. A Game Boy game that I got for a rather good price that I used to own when I was a kid. Fortified Zone for the Game Boy. This is like an overhead game, very similar to Commando or Ikari Warriors or, Heavy Barrel. Really fun game for the Game Boy. I used to own it when I was a kid. As a matter of fact, this used to be a bargain bin game. And for some time, I remember looking up this game, and it was expensive. And I don't know, like games have gotten down in price. Some of them, not all of them. And games that I've been looking for that I know were expensive for many years, they're actually dropping off in price. For example, Alex Kidd, that used to be expensive, and now it's not that expensive if you look into it. So I don't know. Just I guess people just. The sign of the times of what people are looking for, maybe because COVID is already kind of like out of the whole, thing. We're more open now than we used to be for the last couple of years. Things are going back to that, but I don't know. Then I also frequented my local thrift store, and I found this one right here, Namco Museum Virtual Arcade for the Xbox 360. Complete, has everything, and it has a bunch of cool games in it. You guys can look over here. Pac-Man, and then it has Galaga, CVS, Mr. Driller, Dig Dug, Pac-Man, Pole Position, Galaxian. So it has a bunch of stuff. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Another game that I got there is Real Heroes Firefighter for the Wii. This one's gonna look interesting because it's like, I guess you're putting out fires. So it's gonna be pretty cool. So yeah, interesting. Came complete with everything. So yeah. Then a couple of NES games that I got. The Immortal for the NES. Now, this is a game that I used to own when I was a kid. Went far in the game, but never passed it. And I really, really want to give it another go. I used to like this game a lot. Very similar to Solstice style game, isometric action game, adventure game. One of the interesting things is that in some of the battles, you get to do like a one-on-one battle. And it looks like you're fighting them, so it's pretty cool. And then another game that I want to say I owned it when I was a kid. Definitely the Game Boy version of it, I owned it. But this one I did not, or maybe I did, but I gave up on it. But anyways, Jurassic Park for the NES. Now, I believe this one is a little different than the Game Boy version. Just like the Genesis version is a little different than these version. The Sega Game Gear and the Sega Master System versions are different than all the other ones. So Jurassic Park is actually, and the Super Nintendo one is different too. So I want to say this one leans towards the Super Nintendo version of them. While the Sega Master System and the Game Gear version, because I have the Game Gear version of it, they're more of that style. We have first-person shooter and platforming, and it's mixed. And then the Genesis version was a platformer, and then the Game Boy version is an overhead game. So even though they're all the same licensing, they're kind of different games, you know. So moving right along, because I have another pile of games, but let me see which one comes next after that pile. I'm going in order of how I got them. Okay, this is the one. Let me see. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, this next pile right here. Game Boy, another Game Boy game I used to own, but I never gave it a shot. Come on, focus. There we go. It's 2-in-1 fighting simulator. The Flying Warriors. Nothing to do, very similar to the NES version of Flying Warriors, but this one's a totally different. It's like Flying Dragon, kind of similar, but a little different. And it's a 2D side-scrolling platformer mixed with fighting. What does it say? Cole Shrek Butt or whatever. Anyways, really interesting game that I want to give another chance. Another Sega Genesis game that I've heard about but I've never played, and I'm looking forward to it. This one is Bugs Bunny Double Trouble for the Sega Genesis. Got it for really cheap. Couple of bucks. So yes, 2D side-scrolling platformer. Another one that I got pretty cheap, and I wasn't sure to get it or not because I played the Nintendo version of it. Oh no, sorry, I'm going ahead of myself. It's another game. This is a different game. This is Roadrunner Death Valley Rally. Is it Roadrunner's Death Valley Rally? This is a different game. Got it for the SNES. Another cheap game that I got. My camera's having trouble focusing. Sorry, guys. But yeah, another game that I want to give a shot, that I want to play. Let's see. I'll bring back to that other game that I talked about in a minute. This one, I didn't know what this was. I thought this was an official Nintendo game, but it's not. And I got it brand new and for a really cheap price. Jellicoe's Brawlers Pack for the Super Nintendo. Basically, this is one of those games that came out after the SNES lifespan. That they only made several, and it comes with a lot of goodies, with a couple of goodies, kind of similar to those games like limited run games. And it's all these games: Rabble Turf, Brawl Brothers, the Peacekeepers, and Tough Enough. All really good fighting, pretty decent beat 'em ups. Got it for the game, and it comes with a sticker and a button pin set. So this is pretty cool. Not opening this one up. What I'll play each one individually and go from there. Because some of these games, I don't know if some of these are more expensive, but they brought this pack out, and I bought it one like late at night one night. I bid on it thinking I wasn't gonna win it, and I got it for really cheap. So pretty good. It's not a game that goes for a lot of money. Then another Game Boy game that I got. RoboCop for the Game Boy. This one, I know the label's kind of messed up, but this one is it looks pretty fun. I own the RoboCop game for the NES, and I don't really like it. It doesn't keep it true to the arcade version of RoboCop, and they say that this one does, that this is more arcade accurate than the NES one. But yeah, and it looked fun when I saw the videos because I never played it on the Game Boy. So RoboCop on the Game Boy looks interesting. Now another game that I won on a bid that I'm very happy to own. One of my favorite games for this console, Outrun for the Sega Master System. Got it really cheap, although with no instructions, but the game is in good shape. This game, very fond memories when I was a kid. Basically, the second game that I bought after I owned my Sega Master System. First one being Ghostbusters, then this one. So yeah, very cool game. Definitely will be doing a video out of that one real soon. So yeah. And then this is the one that I was like iffy about bidding or not. I played the NES version of it, but I wasn't too happy whether or not to get it, but I decided to get it. And that is, oh my God, who's this guy? Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends. I played the NES version. I didn't think it was all that. I'm not a big fan of Rocky and Bullwinkle, but when I saw the SNES version of it, it's almost the same story as the NES one, but I feel like the NES version's a bit more watered down than this one. So definitely got this game, and I was happy to get it. I put in the bid, and I said, if I win it, I win it. If I don't, I don't. And it wasn't going for a lot. It was going really cheap. So definitely. Now I got a couple of GameCube games, but this one I got for a really good price as well. Won it in a bid, and I got it complete. And that is Final Fantasy Chronicles for the GameCube. This one right here, I thought I never played it or never owned it, and it turns out that I did own it at one point for the GameCube, and I beat it and everything. But this looks like a fun game. I knew I did have it, but I couldn't find it in my records until finally I did. But I'm okay with it because this one is a fun game from after I remembered. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy to get. And then this other one is another game that I owned. I didn't know I owned it for another console, but I got it for the GameCube. Scooby-Doo Mystery Mayhem. Only paid a couple of bucks for it. But I was looking for another version of it, which is the Scooby-Doo games are all kind of like scattered. Like they have the same game for different consoles. So I got confused from it. And this one I already owned it for the PS2. But this one, is for the GameCube. And then I don't own a lot of GameCube games. So, for getting it cheap and it's something decent, why not? Might as well get it. Then the next one. Okay, this is where things get a little bit... Yeah, this is kind of like the final bunch right here. This one right here is a game... Whoa. This one right here is a... Whoa. Everything's falling apart, and you'll see why, though. But anyways, this is a game that I owned many years ago. A game that it was that now is a super expensive game to own as of the making of this video. But I got it for a really, really cheap price. And I can't believe I got it because I really liked this game when I was a kid. And that is The Legend of the Mystical Ninja for the SNES. Label's all messed up. I don't mind because I'm definitely going to get a repro label for it. But it's an original copy. I paid a couple of dollars for it. But not as much as you would pay for this game, because this game's like at least $50-$60 as of the making of this video, and I've seen games go for about the same price with the label being this damaged. So definitely glad I got it because I love Goemon and the Legend of the Mystical Ninja series. I really like those games. So this is probably one of the games that I was really happy to get, and I kind of lucked out and got a good price for it. This next game, I bought it at my local retro game shop. Is Darius Twin for the SNES. Now I did not pay $12.99. I paid 18 bucks for it, and I thought I paid kind of like but it was in really good shape, so ended up getting it. Yeah. So, shoot 'em up. I'm getting into shoot 'em ups a lot recently, so I'm kind of looking forward to playing that one. And then this other game, I got it for a couple of dollars too, because this game is kind of worth a few bucks, and that's Title Legends for the PS2. Used to own this game complete back in the days, but then I got rid of it because I got like a lot of the games in it got too hard, and then I was kind of like, man, I don't want to play it. And then I regret it, like over the years, I regretted getting rid of it because it actually has a couple of decent games on there. So looking forward to playing this one. Next is a couple of Game Boy games that I got. The first one I got is Solomon's Club for the Game Boy. This game I used to own back in the days when I was a kid. Really, really fun game. Considering I like this one better than the NES version of Solomon's Key. And of course, there's also Fire and Ice. And Fire and Ice is a game that's too expensive to own. Way too expensive to own. And I played it on Nintendo Switch, because it has all the games for the NES, a lot of those games. And I thought it was a really fun game too. So, yes, glad that I got this one, because this is a good game for the collection, and I think my son will enjoy it. Now, the next couple of games, a series that I've been wanting to collect, that I actually enjoy as much as I enjoy the originals, Mega Man Dr. Wily's Revenge for the Game Boy. These games are interesting because they mesh certain parts of the series into one. Like Mega Man is actually, I believe, part 1 and 2 together, and they mesh those in together. And so yes, and I got it for a really good price because these are going for a lot more money right now. The next one I got, Mega Man 2 for the Game Boy. Another game that meshes, I believe it meshes Mega Man 2. This one meshed Mega Man 1 and 2 games together. This one meshed Mega Man 2 and 3 games together into one. And then of course Mega Man 4 meshes 4 and 5, I believe. Sorry, Mega Man 3 meshes 3 and 4, and then Mega Man 4 meshes 4 and 5 or something like that. And then of course you get the Oddball Out, which is totally different, and I don't think it's related to any of the other Mega Man games on the NES, and that's Mega Man 5 for the Game Boy Color Game Boy. Now, this isn't I don't think this is an original because I got it for 16 bucks. This is actually a repro, I want to say, but I'm very interested because of the fact that it says Nintendo Game Boy, and yeah, you see it says Nintendo Game Boy. So I don't think this is an original. It's not, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because if I put it on my Retron 5, this one didn't register. You could play it, but it doesn't register. So that means that I call repro games that they're able to register on the Retron 5 good reproduction cartridges. Games that play that but don't register are okay, and there's some that just don't work at all. So yeah, so this one didn't register, but I was able to play it without any issues on the console. So yeah, but I mean, this is a game that's too expensive to own and to pay a bunch of money for it. I'm glad that I have it like that. I don't mind having them. Although I do want to get the rest of them original. Although Mega Man 3 and Mega Man 4 are actually very expensive games now. And then finally, I went this weekend to my local GameStop to waste my coupon. And I got this one because I was shocked that this one was on sale. But there's a story behind it. And that is The Cruel King and the Great Hero for the PS4. Now, where's the game? So, this is what ended up happening. I went to the store. And I was with my girlfriend and my kids. We were at the store. And the lady over the counter could not find the game. They had the case out there, and it actually was going cheaper than the price that was announced, as the pre-owned. And so I was like, yes, I got it, because this is a game I've been looking for quite some time. Anyways, they try to look for it. They didn't find it. So then they said we can try to see if it's in another store. It wasn't available anywhere. However, it was available to order through GameStop. And as I mentioned before, I've had bad experiences with it, but they did order it, and I did get confirmation that as of the making of this video, the order was on its way. So I bought the game, and they gave me the case. So I told my girlfriend, tell them to give you the case, because when you order them from GameStop for online, a lot of times they don't give you anything, and I really want to at least have the case. So yeah, so the game's on its way. I'm counting it as a game that I'm owning. So there you have it. I know it's been 45 minutes almost, but we're not even done yet. So let's get on with it. Those are the games that I got for the month of April. Next thing is Transformers. I found this one at the flea market, but it's not complete, but it's in really good shape. It is a Transformers Legacy Buzzworthy. Bumblebee Buzzworthy. It's missing the tail. And of course, I think it has like a spear. But all in all, it's in really good shape. As a robot, it looks pretty decent. Of course, when I transform it to a dinosaur, it's just missing half the tail. So I'm happy I got this guy. So there you go. Next, I got this one at my local Target. But it was in the wrong price, in the wrong shelf again. And they sold it to me for the price of the shelf, and it was super cheap. And that is Needle Nose, Transformer Legacy Needle Nose. This one, I have the original G1 complete. and it comes with the Target Master. So really wanted this one, which is really cool. Different version of it, but definitely got it. And then finally, when I went to the GameStop, I got this one. It hurt my pockets, and I feel bad for getting it, but you know what? I know that I'm not gonna be able to find it because I haven't seen it anywhere, and I've heard about this Transformer, and I wanted it, and that is Twincast and Autobot Rewind, Legacy. Oh, sorry, dude. Yes, with the tape, it's in there. It's in there with the cassette. So this is kind of like a remake of Blaster. The colors are like a remake of Blaster combined with Soundwave, and I love these. And they say that they're gonna be making the cassette, so definitely want to get this one. I am excited for this one, and that is the Transformers. And then finally, I went to my local 99-cent store, and I found a couple of great items. Let me start off with the main one, so you guys know. He-Man, Masters of the Universe, He-Man, the Netflix version. I got a bunch of them. I got Savage Eternia He-Man, where you can see right there, Battle Cat. Got that dude. Got a bunch. I got a bunch, guys. You guys are gonna be like, damn. Got Stratos from He-Man. Yeah, and I paid $5.99, but hey, you know, like, I actually bought all of these, and I said, you know, I was only gonna get like 3 of them, and my son and everybody was like, no, just get the whole set, because there were a lot of them. Stratos. This one is interesting because I really liked this one when I was a kid, and that's Orko. Got him, got Orko, got this guy. Next one that I got, no, that's not it, guys. I got a bunch more. Then I got, of course, Skeletor. I was able to find Skeletor, the only one in there. They had a bunch of Orcos and a bunch of other ones, but Skeletor was the one that I got at the 99-cent store. I was like, whoa, this is badass. I definitely got to get Skeletor. Too bad they didn't have Evil Lyn. I would have loved to have Evil Lyn and Skeletor. Those are like the ones that I grew up as the enemies. And then I got Mosquitra. I don't know if this is an original one from back in the days, Mosquitra, but yeah, I got that one. That's not it. Got more. Got a couple more. The next one that I got Prince Adam as his original form. Got him. Looked very badass, very decent. Then I got the He-Man. The He-Man Power of Grayskull He-Man when he's all charged up. I never seen the cartoon, so got that one. I thought this one looked really cool. Got that one. And then finally, for the He-Man, this one actually they gave me a discount because it was open. And all of them were open, but it wasn't missing anything. And then this one is many faces. This one I do remember from back in the days, from when I was a kid. So yeah, it actually was. I don't know if there's anything. Yeah, the He-Man thing fell over here, but it's in, you know, still in good shape. It's complete. And then finally, they had wrestling figures, so I picked those up. I picked 2 of them up. 2 that I thought were really cool. First one, I picked up MVP, you know, as MVP right now, the current MVP. This one looked very badass. Does he have his... No, he doesn't have his cane. This is pre-cane MVP before he quote-unquote got hurt in the ring about a year or 2 ago. But it has the chain. Has the chain for the stable that they were from, you know? So this is cool. And then finally, can't go wrong. Love this one, Andre the Giant. Very cool figure. Anyways, guys, that is my haul of April 2023. Sorry, this video went on for quite a long time. Got a lot of neat stuff. I am very grateful, although this broke my pockets, but but you know, yes, I'm grateful. I got a lot of games. I got a lot of things that I wasn't, that I even got shocked that I got at really good prices and everything. So now I got to figure out where I'm going to put all of this stuff and figure out what I'm going to do. But I'm very happy to have what I have. Hopefully next month I need to tone it down. This is too much, you know, for now. So maybe May is not going to be that bad. I still got a couple of games that are on the way that I ordered. A couple of neat stuff that I ordered. But all in all, that's it. I think I better call it quits. You know, you know, this is a lot. This month I got a ton. You know, more than last month, which was my birthday month. Anyways, you guys take care. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch all of this and watching my video and watching all my videos. Anyways, this has been Eric, the one and only Bayer Collector. I'll see you guys next time. By the way, quick thing, I know that in the next upcoming videos I already have them pre-recorded and ready to go for some of the game reviews. You are not going to see this guy yet, but eventually in videos you'll start seeing him. So yes, this is going to be a new staple of my display here. But anyways, this has been Eric, the one and only Bear Collector. You guys take care. Peace out.